60, 96.1 FM, and 87.7 FM. This hour of Sports 56 Happy Hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Check it out right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, and now,
the only man to give death a near Johnny experience. Johnny Harden.
Yo, what's up? It's Friday on a Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm Johnny Radio. That's my good buddy Gabe Kuhn. You can check us out, of course, on 2 FM channels, 96.1 FM, 87.7 FM. Don't forget, for all my original gangsters out there on the AM 560, you can go from mono to stereo. It sounds awesome. And for our young people out there, Sports 56 WHBQ, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, Instagram. We're chilling in the Family Leisure Studios where family and fun come together. Family Leisure, 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40. And we are looking strong up in here in the studio, and we are feeling pretty strong. Great show this morning. I laughed so hard with my man Rack City Zach talking with my man Gabe Kuhn and Drew Barrett on Sports 56 mornings. And then Sports 56 middays happen. And I was worried about the song Booger Sugar. And I was wondering if that was offensive until I heard about this song from Kitty called Oospe Sugar, which is kind of scary. But we learned about that, and now the Clean Show is on.
Did you say Oospe?
Oospe, of course.
Oh, yeah. Is that like the pig Latin? Is that what you're
I think that's what we say. I think that's how we call it. Yeah, I like that.
Either way, it's a legal way of saying it.
It's very, very. But we've been having a lot of fun today, I can promise you that. But there's a lot of stuff going on in the world. Like, the Grizzlies start today, baby. Grizzlies! Right when my show ends, what the bleep you think I'm doing? Well, besides dropping some baseball bets, watching the Grizzlies. Very upset about my Major League Baseball game, the Chicago and the Reds getting canceled. Unfortunately, I was unable to talk to you about basically Shane Bieber because I love Justin Bieber. But do you realize how good Shane Bieber was and how good he's been? Shane Bieber, not Justin Bieber. He is not only awesome and got another win last night. He struck out 13 in 8 innings versus the Twins. He struck out 14 last Friday, giving him 27 strikeouts in 2 appearances. Ties for most for any pitcher in their first 2 appearances since guess what year? 1890 bleeping 3. So my man Shane is on fire, and he's dude. Like, again, he's a believer. He's a Justin Belieber guy. So if you're a believer, maybe things will happen good for you. But we're going to talk a little baseball because we have bad news about the Cardinals. MLB COVID-19 postponements. We know about today. Basically, from July 27th through the 30th, the Orleans Marlins, they lost a 4-game series. July 27th through the 30th, the Yankees and the Phillies lost a 4-game series. From now today to August 2nd, they have now canceled the Nationals and Marlins 3-game series. Tonight, the Cardinals and Brewers are postponed. And guess what? Phillies, Blue Jays, 3-game series postponed, period. So, unless that 7-inning thing we talked about, Gabe, is coming on, I don't see how baseball is going to do this. And then we also had a weather rainout last night with the Cubs and the Reds. The weather came in and destroyed that, postponed that game. It had nothing to do with COVID, which is a positive. But they don't know when they're going to make it up. They're going to announce when they're going to make this up. So right now, I have to say MLB is doing a horrible job. We are going to talk about Marquise Goodwin in the National Football League. And I don't think anybody's talked about this until I think Marquise Goodwin said it today. And you got to remember, this is a track star. I believe, was he in the Olympics?
I think trials.
He was
I
in
believe
trials.
he was in trials. I don't think he was an actual
Was his
Olympian.
wife in the Olympics?
I see now that's I don't know. I'm not sure.
I think his wife was in the Olympics, maybe. I know he was a track star. His wife's an athlete. But he's opted out. He's a receiver for the Eagles. I watched his interview today. I read his Sports Illustrated article. He probably makes more sense than anybody has who's talked about this in a realistic aspect. But on the other side, we have Shady McCoy, who it looks like everybody's leaving their team. The Patriots, they have a mass exodus of players. You see other teams who are now having a mass exodus of players, like I like to call it. But you have the Bucks who are adding people like Shady McCoy. So looks like the Bucks are still trying to go for it. Maybe we're still going to have football. I don't know. We're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about baseball. We're going to talk about so much stuff today. And guess who we have? Alex Kuhn. And I can't wait to talk to him at 2 o'clock. Hardwood, because dadgummit, it just feels so right and it feels so good. And guess what again? 67129, 67129. Just, do you want to celebrate it now? Do you want to talk about it? We're going to talk about it later on. But LeBron James, they didn't get the cover, but they got the win. They beat the Clippers, who don't have their deep bench. LeBron couldn't make anything until he missed and then got his rebound back, which was also fascinating. But he played hella defense when it mattered. For a while, Paul George was getting him all day long, and so was Kawhi. But then Anthony Davis, again, I asked this question yesterday, led the team in basically everything.
You think his eye is a problem?
I don't know.
I was going to say no.
I don't think
it
so
doesn't
either.
seem like a problem.
I don't see. I was going to say I don't.
34-8 would lead me to believe he's all right.
Listen, Montrezl Harrell wasn't there. Okay, you have some big dudes that might have been there that give him a little bit more. Now, Sweet Lou, I don't think he's going to give AD any problems. I think he'll give more of like somebody like Alex Caruso or whoever the heck is going to have to try to defend them. You did hear LeBron James talking about if Lou's out there, going to try to put him in the pick and roll every time and make him switch because there's so many big bodies. But Dwight Howard looked horrible last night, in my opinion. What'd you think? I mean, what do you have, 1 point?
I didn't see the stat line, but he was not overly great.
Yeah, for somebody as big as he is, and he looked bad last night. Like, the fact that the Lakers pulled that out, I can't even believe it. But before we get into the leadoff, I'll also have to say this. Amen. How much do you love Utah today? Are you a big Utah fan? Because right now I'm loving me some Jazz.
They came back, man. 16-point deficit. And also,
they didn't play Zion the last,
I think that's a
740?
conversation we need to have later, because when do you take the training wheels off?
That's a great question, because you have an opportunity to win a game. You dominate you dominated the second quarter. You were so dominant in that quarter when he was out there just balling. And then you go into the 14th and you get outscored, 27-17 and lost by 2. And you didn't play for the final 740. You know what I mean? Like, that's insanity to me. I understand that you have to have the training wheels on him right now because you're worried about the future. But this kind of feels like this is almost a training wheel situation because it's a very small regular season. If you don't make it to the playoffs and get the 8th seed, your season's over. So why are the training wheels not already off is my question, I guess, Gabe Kuhn. But again, I'm not the person who knows his body. I'm not part of the Pelicans organization. But I understand that they want to be very soft with him because they feel like he's their future. But damn, showcase him.
So, real quick before we get into the leadoff, I think it's about time for a update of the WGC FedEx St. Jude Invitational Leaderboard. You about ready?
Let's do it.
All right, Brendan Todd is at top, 11 under, 5 under on the day, shooting a fantastic round. We have, looks like 5 people tied at second. Byung-Hun An, Brooks Koepka, Sung Kang, Ricky Fowler, and Ches Reavie, all at 7 under.
Is it Ches or Chaz?
Ches. It's Ches.
You sure?
Followed by Jason Day and Louis Oosthuizen at 5
Louis
under,
Oosthuizen.
tied for 7th. And then right outside of that, Justin Thomas, Sung J M, Webb Simpson, Kevin Na, and Matthew
Sung J M.
Fitzpatrick at 4 under.
Dude, hey, man, we got people up there. You got Thomas. He's even under. Phil Mickelson's even as well. Matt Kuchar, he's 1 over. Guys aren't too far out there. Yesterday, we were thinking this thing was going to be like, 21, 22 under? Don't think so anymore now, do you? Like, people are showing out there that this golf course today don't look like it's too damn easy, if you know what I'm saying.
Koepka has slowed down since yesterday.
Yeah, you could.
And
definitely say that.
early today he was good. He dropped in a couple birdies early.
Dude, was
today.
Todd not at one point? Man, maybe I'm crazy, dude. I thought we had like 7, 8, 9 under and stuff. Man, I don't even want to talk about it. Anyway, yesterday people were throwing some really, really low scores. Today people were coming out there, and it looks like the course is kind of getting them, if you know what I'm saying. But Ricky Fowler, man, he's still up there. Mr. Reevy, you got Koepka, you got Louis Oosthuizen and all that good stuff. And I'm fired up because the WGC FedEx St. Jude Invitational, even though we're not out there, I'm not talking about it near as much because I'm just not there. You know what I'm saying? And plus there's so much other things that are going on. They're not allowed to have fans out there. We want this thing at Southwind to be an unbelievable event. Thank you again to all the volunteers. We love you, Southwind. We love you, St. Jude. We want this tournament to be awesome, and we want you to keep kicking tail. But we got so much to get to. Gabe, I'm in the box.
You weren't a leadoff hitter when you played ball.
Number 2.
You were a 2-hitter. Okay, so
Always.
you had a bat, man. You were bad.
I was always.
I thought
number
did
2.
you become a pitcher only at any point?
Yeah, when I went to college.
Okay, understood. So let's start here.
Not at Mississippi though, by the way. They let me play base. They let me play center field and pitch.
You brought this up. Reds-Cubs game was postponed last night because of rain, and very interesting. Anthony Rizzo was not happy. He took to Twitter to call out the MLB.
Sure did.
Because all of his teammates and him were stuffed
8
into
hours.
their clubhouse for 8 hours. He said player safety, and then he
butt.
added the MLB. Let's sit around for 8+ hours inside the clubhouse. I'm sure I can find that somewhere in the 113-page player safety protocol. And that was the end of the tweet. What I think here is you're dealing with guys that are kind of annoyed with the amount of things that haven't been addressed. Do you think the MLB was unprepared for certain circumstances that have arisen early in the season?
Absolutely not. I think they were so. Listen, how do I say this?
I said, were they unprepared?
They were so. No. I'm so sorry. Yes, they were so unprepared. It's not even funny. I'm saying they were so not prepared and proactive that it's ridiculous. The fact that they felt that the game was naturally socially distanced, I hate to say this, sounds like, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I do remember like a press conference where there was this one guy who said, hey, can we put like some like cleaners in your body and maybe clean you out? And they literally had to go across the country and say, don't shoot yourself up with like Clorox or something because that is stupid. I'm saying, what I'm trying to say is the leadership, some of the statements or the lack thereof, it's these are the boys of summer. Once the heat gets here, this coronavirus is going to be gone or something. Like I almost feel like they believed, instead of looking at the science, thinking about what they could do. And I'm saying this on not just the owners, by the way, the players themselves. They had an opportunity if they wanted to go to a quote bubble, and it wouldn't have been a bubble necessarily. And this is what I wanted to talk to. And this is why I think Marquise Goodwin should be lauded as almost a hero and an intellect and somebody that might needs to be in charge of some stuff, because he just says it's really simple. All these baseball players who don't want to be in a bubble because they said they didn't want to be separated from their family for 66 damn days. Come on. 66 days. They didn't want to be, separated from their family. I understand Mike Trout. He wanted, he's going to have a baby or whatever. But dude, if you catch COVID, you ain't going to be there in when your baby's being born. If you have COVID-19, the baseball player situation, if you don't know, we got a couple in St. Louis. They've postponed that ball game. I've already read this to you, how many games they've postponed. But what I'm trying to say is I really, really thought, sadly, that, hey, we can just travel, stay in our ballpark. If there's not fans, we're going to be all right. But then, does anybody know where these ball players are going when they get into these cities at nighttime? No. One ball player came out and it was so weird. Did you watch the MLB Network the other night at all?
I did not catch that, no.
Okay, so he didn't want to be, it was almost like watching, what is that show where they put the person in like the dark room so you don't know who it is and they change their voice? Because they, you know what I mean? Like,
well, that's when they have anybody anonymous. That wants to interview.
Well, they had somebody, it was almost kind of like that is what I'm trying to say. It was kind of like that, and he's basically saying that I won't go to Miami and play the Marlins. No way. If I was in he wasn't in the division. Luckily, he's on the West Coast. But he was saying no chance, and you know what? So I've been saying you got to get rid of that. They know the incubation period. We know of two players in St. Louis. They're stopping them. They're being proactive today. Rob Manfred has to be proactive. But I wanted to ask you this question because Marquise Goodwin posed this to me. The Olympics every 4 years does a village. Nobody can come in or come out. Did you know that?
I did.
Why is it they couldn't have done that in Arizona or in Florida, just like they did in Disney World, but a village? Your family could have come and stayed. They could have put you in a nice place. They had shops. They had all these things. I actually looked up, and he showed a couple places. And yes, you save money, but you know what? Games will make more money, and if you make it to the playoffs, then damn it if you have to cancel the season. And then imagine more players. And I'm just sorry. I feel like Rob Manfred missed this one so bad. And I want baseball so bad it's not even funny. I'm in first place, and my big fan. You know the one that I've been dreaming of? Like, you know that I'm in first place?
You are, but are you scared the season might not even get to the finish?
And that's what I was getting ready to say. Could you imagine I've been waiting this long to get in this? I'm in first place,
poor
and then
guy.
It gets taken from me.
You're a poor guy. That sucks. That would suck. But anyway, into the NFL. LaShawn McCoy got signed by the Bucs, so they're in a win now mentality. They're trying to add some pieces at running back. He hasn't really been himself in the past few years, but he still has some game. You know, he's fast, he's shifty. Last year with the Chiefs had 465 yards on a career low in carries. He's 6-time Pro Bowler, 2-time first-team All-Pro. Do you like the pickup for the Bucs?
You want to know what? I love it. You know why? He's 929 yards away from 12,000 of his career. Did you know that every running back that's ever reached the 12,000 yards mark in their career is in the Pro Football Hall of Fame?
That's an interesting stat. I didn't know.
Every single one of them. He has 11,071 yards, 929 yards away. He has 73 touchdowns. He's the Phillies' all-time rushing record and touchdown getter. And, he has the most touchdowns, yada, yada, outside of, I'm talking about running back, not Donovan McNabb, Chunky Soup. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is he knows that Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski, he knows he's going to be the number 2. He said that too. He said, I'll be the number 2. But he said, you know what he said? He said he thinks he could get 1,000 yards being the number 2 down there. You know he's thinking about that 12,000 yards. He wants that Hall of Fame. He wants to play with Tom Brady. He wants to play on this Bucs team. And he actually says when he looks around, the Bucs look like the only team that's really just going for it. Damian Williams. I know they had, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. But their smartest player probably in the league. Their, the left guard?
The doctor.
The doctor. I can never say it.
Laurent Duvernay-Tardif.
Laurent Duvernay-Tardif, and the hyphen in between Duvernay and Tardif, is, yes, a doctor. And he is out. They lost Damian Williams. Other people have left. I've talked to you about Marquise Goodwin. But how many people have left the Bucs? Zilch. How many people are adding the Bucs?
A few.
Yeah. So it feels like I think that Shady McCoy is going for one thing. And if you have a yoked out, I'm ready to do this, I want 1,000 yards on the ground, damn it, this year, and I can block for pass protection, I can still run, and Shady wants that, I can't see how that's a harm, especially if he says, I know I can be the number 2.
And my first thought is LaShawn McCoy out of the backfield, how explosive he is at catching the ball. And by the way, what does Tom Brady do with his backs?
Dink and dunk.
I think it is a match made in heaven. You have a veteran who can get it done for you, and Tom Brady needs that guy. He might be the most explosive pass-catching back that Tom Brady's ever had.
It's a good point.
Now, John Morant says the play-in, he said this yesterday to reporters, is unfair to the Grizzlies.
Totally agree.
Obviously, the Pels, the Kings, the Blazers are all 3.5 games back, but then he sort of stepped back and said, hey, we can't control anything but ourselves. So I understand that. He's still mature at his young age. So you just said you agree. Why is the NBA restart unfair to the Grizzlies?
Basically, okay, listen. we talked about. Okay, for me, it's simply just look at the Eastern and Western Conference. I mean, if you want to go to that, it's just look at the two conferences. Why is it enough for what they've done in the East, but not what they did in the West? Is Zion Williamson that big of a draw? You know what? Damn right. The NBA wanted him. But they didn't play him very long last night. Now, if the New Orleans Pelicans won, you would have heard a much whinier John today. But the fact that Utah Jazz took that game from the Pelicans, they have to get so close to force that, playoff game, and they still have to beat them twice, even if they force it. Like, I'm feeling better about the Pelicans. I mean, the Grizzlies, and I'm feeling like the Pelicans are going to be where they deserve. And I almost feel like the Pelicans, I don't know how to say this, but they even know that they don't want a piece of the Lakers, damn it. They really don't. I think that they know that they wanted to come down here, get in a little work, and it looked like they worked really hard for three and a half quarters, and then they gave that game to Utah, took Zion out to take care of him, and they even know they're preparing for next year, not this year. And again, it's weird because you have a team in the Pelicans that's like, hey, we're preparing for next year, but you have an organization who literally bent over backwards, gave you the easiest schedule by far, and we're like, please take it from Memphis. And that's why I say it's unfair. Does that make sense at all?
It does.
Now, could it be just a thought? But no, it's not. I still feel like they wanted to give the Pelicans an easy road. They wanted to get them in, and I just feel like last night the fact that Utah came back and beat New Orleans, that's called karma. Bleep.
So what you said makes sense, and I see to a certain extent your point. But when you look at these schedules that did not get played out at the end of the season, the Pelicans had an easy one, the Grizzlies had a hard one. And whether you take stock in
that's
that,
what she said.
whether you take stock in knowing what the schedule was going forward, is between you and yourself. But I really do think that this is semi-fair. Did it work at the disadvantage of the Grizzlies? Yes, because they were in 8 and they have teams chasing them. But at the same time, I thought the NBA did a good job of trying to give the team in that 8 spot a good advantage still.
Do you think that the Grizzlies, after New Orleans lost tonight, going playing Dame time in Portland, which starts at 3 o'clock, we are 1.5 hours, actually an hour and 34 minutes, and we are tipping this junt off, and Grizzlies are getting ready to get back in action. I'm so fired up of it. I can't wait to see Ja do his thing. But I'm going to just ask you this real quick question. Since New Orleans lost last night, is there any way with the Grizzlies' victory today they could basically make the NBA look stupid as hell?
The Pelicans?
No, I'm
the
talking
Grizzlies.
about the Grizzlies, dude.
See, but the thing
Pelicans
is,
lost yesterday.
That's under the assumption that'd be under the assumption that the NBA was like sort of out to get them, right?
I'm not. No.
Kind
it's just
of
basically
when you say make them look stupid.
Well, you still have to say. Well, in 2 days, you're basically going to say that okay, if the Grizzlies win today, the Pelicans are going to have to run this junt, and the Grizzlies are going to have such a nightmare of an opportunity. If they beat the Portland Trailblazers, basically, let's just lock this junt up. Grizzlies are going to be playing the Lakers. The Lakers have 50 wins. Clippers ain't going to catch them. You know what I'm saying? Like all this regular season basketball is now turned into what? If the Grizzlies win today, it will turn into we are preparing for the postseason. And all this regular season drama, they needed New Orleans to win last night. They needed Portland to win today. They needed to create some excitement. But I think the Grizzlies dropped the Trailblazers. I think they stretched their league way too far. I think the Pelicans are already too far. I mean, they have 37 losses to the Grizzlies, 33. Telling you right now, I think it could be crazy in the NBA for all that they bent over backwards to give all that love to everybody else. Grizzlies are still going to come out to this because remember what I said, Grizzlies don't play no game and karma's a mother, if you know what I'm saying. We'll be back in 2 Shakes Sports 56. Never, ever forget MemphisFarmers.com, 96.1, 87.7 FM.
Listen online anywhere, anytime at sports56whbq.com.
Hi, this is Troy Five-Ash, owner of Five-Ash Roof Services. You've heard me talk about how we offer the best products, the best warranties, and the best services for years. Now let's talk about pricing. Pricing should never be the only reason you hire a contractor, but in today's world, pricing is always a consideration. So we suggest you get 2 or 3 estimates for your roof replacement from a reputable, licensed, and insured company, and then give us a call. If we can't beat your best price for a comparable roof system by more than $100, we'll give you $100. It's that simple. We are so sure we can offer you the best price, beating all other qualified companies. We will hand you $100 if we can't, and thank you for the opportunity. So give us a call. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? Make $100? Five-Ash Roof Services, a proud supporter of Tiger Athletics and the official roofer of the Tigers home team. Five-Ash Roof Services, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Five-Ash Roofing is what we do. We're here for you.
Start your day at Sunrise Memphis. Located in Midtown, enjoy delicious biscuit sandwiches and all their menu has to offer with quick and easy to-go and delivery options. Whether it's breakfast, brunch, or lunch, don't distance yourself from great food. For more information on Sunrise Memphis, visit sunrise901.com or call 901-552-3144 to place your order. Stay healthy and eat Sunrise Memphis today.
Hiring can be difficult, but if you're a company that's currently trying to hire, you face new difficulties. HousingWire could relate. They needed to hire a reporter to cover the U.S. housing markets, so they turned to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter's smart matching technology finds people with the right experience for your job. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And that's how HousingWire found Alexandra Roja. Alexandra never imagined she could get a reporter job in the midst of COVID-19 until she created a profile on ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter matched Alexandra to HousingWire's reporter job because she was a great fit for the role. HousingWire received her application only 4 hours after they posted the job. And a few weeks later, Alexandra started her dream career. ZipRecruiter helped HousingWire find the right person for their role fast.
See how ZipRecruiter can help you hire. Try it now for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
We are Real Sports Talk. Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM, 96.1 FM, and 87.7 FM. As well as online around the world at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere on your phone or tablet by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, tell Google or Alexa to play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned to Real Sports Talk. Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7. Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Well, show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. Show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why.
For if we don't find the next whiskey bar, I tell you we'll be all right. You know why? Because you're listening to Sports 56 Happy Hour with your very good friend Gabe Kuhn, your good buddy John Harden. You can follow us at G_Kuhn71. That's my buddy Gabe. You can follow me at Johnny_Radio. And we got basketball today. Grizzlies, Trailblazers, 3 o'clock. Oh, man. Listen, Tyus Jones, I know, is out, folks. And I love Tyus Jones. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not, and I hope this doesn't come across in any way disrespectful. I'm trying to say that for those who are right now going, man, that Portland team, Tyus Jones, and without him and that second unit, yo, what are you talking about, bro? This is about Ja Morant. This is about Jonas Valanciunas. This is about the big boys like Trey J and all these guys going out there and doing what they do best and playing Grizzlies basketball. And I'm going to tell you right now, as boring as he may be, Taylor Jenkins, no offense, he is one hell of a basketball coach. He ain't paid to be Chris Rock or Kevin Hart or Richard Pryor. He's not here to be a jokester. He is here to be a basketball coach. He's not here to entertain you except for what he puts out on the court, and the entertainment comes from Trey J and especially Ja Morant, and I love Dame Time. Don't get me wrong. I love the Trailblazers. I like them. But I love this Memphis Grizzlies team. The Trailblazers, believe it or not, have gone to a 3.5-point favorite. I think everybody is on booger sugar. Help that one out.
So yesterday, I sort of I said that I think the Grizzlies could handle it, and I think they still can win this game.
I think they're going to win.
But I will say, I do think Tyus Jones is a bigger loss than you're giving credit for.
You think so?
Just because I think that second group relies on his assist-to-turnover ratio to be very efficient, and it really helps that second group. Now, do I think that, more Ja Morant could be a good thing?
The way he's come through lately, it's just, I don't know. Maybe
I just think more Ja Morant could be a good thing, but also more Ja Morant could get him tired really early in this thing, and you don't want him to do that either.
You want to know, honest to God, the biggest reason that I don't think, and this is, you're going to be like, how is it that you get from Tyus Jones? Look, Kyle Anderson came out there and proved he could handle the basketball, do what he needed to do, and that later, third, what was it, whatever you call it, scrimmage down in
yeah, they are
Disney
scrimmages.
World.
Yeah, scrimmages.
I mean, I know it's, going from the scrimmage to the regular season, it's just been very confusing. Like, this is the real game. This game really counts. But I'm going to ask you, how big of a deal is it that, do you really think Hassan Whiteside's healthy? Because I think without a healthy Hassan Whiteside, I think you're going to see an attacking Trey J, an attacking Ja Morant, an attacking Dillon Brooks, or a guy who's just sitting open there, wide open, drilling a three.
Real quick, don't forget that Yusuf Nurkic is back for the Trailblazers as well. Their big 7-footer. So he's a solid player. So that is one thing where you look at the Trailblazers, and that's one thing I didn't even think about yesterday when you asked me my opinion on it. Yusuf Nurkic being back definitely clogs that paint up for Ja Morant, and it definitely neutralizes some of the things Jonas has been able to do. So by no means am I saying this is not a winnable game for the Grizzlies, but it's definitely a tough game with Portland at full strength.
Now, what do you think about, though, that, I don't know, man, Dame Time, CJ, I just feel like we got the match on the outside. If Hassan Whiteside isn't full on, thanks a lot for reminding me that because I completely forgot. That does make me a lot. In fact, that scares the bleep out of me. And yes, I know Justice Winslow isn't playing, but man, we acquired him at the trade deadline. So people who are talking about that, it's not like the teams played with him. So this is like, this isn't like oh, hey, we lost somebody or we're taking somebody away. Look, Tyus Jones is actually a loss. We don't know about what Justice Winslow would have ever done. Would I think he could have helped out? Yes. But guess what? We acquired him at the trade deadline. This team hasn't played with him. They didn't go 32-33 with Justice, and I just don't think that that's going to make any difference. I'm going to tell you right now, as many people who are looking out there, and thank you for reminding me about that, about everything that you reminded me of. Who's back, by the way? The 7
Yusuf Nurkic.
Yusuf Nurkic. Gosh, man. Nurkic. No.
I mean, 7 foot. Last time he played 15 points a game. I mean, he's a solid player.
And I didn't know that he was back, by the way. How did I not know that? That's kind of stupid on me. That's kind of sad.
So the layoff definitely helped the Blazers, dramatically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't realize how much it helped them. That is actually scary thinking about that because he is a monster. Because like I said, all I keep thinking about was Hassan Whiteside's Achilles. And I'm thinking to myself, if you're going to take Zion Williams and take the pedal off of Zion, how much are you going to take the pedal off of Hassan Whiteside? I don't expect to see him play a lot, but now it's not going to really matter since Yusuf Nurkic is going to be out there because they're going to have their big guy. But I still believe in Ja. I think this is going down 3 o'clock. It's going down for real. It's happening today. NBA. Before I jump off the NBA and get into the National Football League, I got to say this real quick. Thank you very much for the Utah Jazz for doing what you did. If you're a New Orleans Pelican fan, especially on Twitter I saw last night, are you that pissed off for them taking Zion out at the end of the basketball game?
Well, I think I would be if I'm a
there were
hardcore
some
fan.
Crazy people.
Well,
think
I don't
about
blame
this. Them. I'd be pissed too.
Think about this. You're playing. You literally this restart.
literally is about competing and going to get into the playoffs if you're those teams behind the Grizzlies. And when you take him out with 7 minutes to go, you're showing that I don't really care about making the playoffs. I'm just here to have fun. Yeah. I'm just here to age this team a little bit and, get them some experience. Like it wasn't which bothered me, but I know Alvin Gentry.
I loved it.
Yeah, but Alvin Gentry's been very clear that he's not too worried about
Alvin, can I tell you something?
Result.
I don't want you to take this the wrong way, and a lot of people are going to think I'm crazy, and I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist. I am not being, what is his name, Alex Jones, and making stuff up, or whoever those crazy people are that they won't even let on TV anymore, that they're nuts. But, man, I'm telling you this. I know you're going to think I'm crazy. I don't think in any way Alvin Gentry wants the 8 seed for one simple reason. He does not want the playoffs to come this year to Zion Williamson. He doesn't want him to play against LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Dwight Howard, JaVale McGee. He wants the young man to go in this summer with confidence, and he wants him to go in there in this summer healthy. And I'm telling you, I think he looks at the 8 seed as a way to actually push the team the other direction. You can call me a conspiracy theorist. You can call me crazy. But, dude, if you got a young man who feels like he's on top of the world, he's done great, he was doing good while he's in there, but do you know how you can kill everything? Who was the Tennessee quarterback who ended up going to then it was Pittsburgh? He did make it to the National Football League. He was never the same because he was put in the game in the first quarter through 4 interceptions against Florida. Nothing ever happened right realistically for him again, and I feel like that was always in the back of his head. I think Alvin Gentry is saying, Zion, they're comparing you to LeBron James. You're not LeBron James. And then plus you have Dwight Howard, another 7-footer. And you have all this stuff that you're going to. I don't want to see you put in that situation and fail and then go in the offseason and have a negative. I just want you to go in the offseason. Let's get these games in. Let's get you a little bit of healthy. And then let's worry about next year, because I think this could mess up people's perception of Zion if New Orleans went in there and realistically LeBron James did what he wanted to Zion and Anthony Davis and all those big boys. They could make it a nightmare for him. Shot blocking, everything. He's 6'7", 6'8". They're all 7 feet tall, not including LeBron James. I mean, he's the same size, but dude, he jumps a lot higher than Zion. You know what I mean? The defense that I saw late in the game, I just don't want to see that happen to Zion, and I think that Alvin Gentry has the same thought.
Well taken point, because I think when you're used to dominating the way Zion is used to dominating, when you get into a series against the Lakers and realize, oh, we have some big bodies, they're clogging up the paint, and you get swept by them, the confidence is going to go straight down. But I don't know
they
if,
can
and
blame
then I
the
think
loss on the coaches, not on Zion.
And then I
Zion
also
feels
think,
like if I stayed in last night, we were going to win. So he's still he's still brooding with confidence.
I also wonder if Alvin Gentry's worried about him getting banged up in a series against the Lakers, given that he'd sort of be forced in the playoff situation
he would have to
play him. Like, he'd have to play Zion instead of, at this point, playing him in spurts and having limits on it.
I think that the fact that I think you're 100% right. I know I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist. I'm just saying I just think that even Alvin Gentry knows that the Los Angeles Lakers, because as much as they put on Zion, would be a nightmare matchup in the first round for him. But then get to the Lakers, and you talk about what happened with them against the Clippers, a real good team that has Paul George, who went off last night. Thank goodness he didn't hit that game-winning three, or Lakers fans would be freaking out because they didn't have Sweet Lou. Man, there were so many people missing for the Clippers, it's not even funny. It was basically 2-on-2 basketball last night, it felt like. Lakers, by the way, what happened to Alex Caruso? What happened to Dwight Howard? Where's my man JaVale? Like, last night I felt like it literally was Anthony Davis, Anthony Davis, Anthony Davis, Anthony Davis, Anthony Davis, and then thank God in the final 2 minutes, LeBron showed up and played amazing defense when he had to, and then he missed the shot, but he got the rebound and the putback. Because without that, and yes, it was a very big first step for the Los Angeles Lakers, but if they came out with a loss right there, I think mentally the Lakers would be all bleeped up. And again, I want to ask you, why does Anthony Davis, he was the best player on the court outside really of, I think, Paul George last night. yet nobody still talks about him because we're talking about LeBron James winning the game. You wouldn't even been in the game if Anthony Davis didn't have, 34 points? I don't even know how many dead-gum rebounds. I think he was 16 for 17 from the free throw line. Dude was just – Anthony Davis was all damn world. I mentioned this yesterday that LeBron James led in assists. AD led in steals, blocks, points, and rebounds. Yet he's almost like the forgotten player. And
LeBron led in rebounds last night. He was second.
Oh, he was second last night.
Well, he had 34 and 8. But I think the Lakers need to realize they can't get used to having Danny Green, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis in the negative and the
Kyle
plus
Kuzma,
minus.
man.
Did you know they were all three in the negative and the plus minus? Danny Green was minus 17 while he was on the court. And guess who the highest?
Second best player was Kyle Kuzma last night. That's what I'm trying to
guess
tell you.
Guess who the highest?
How are you going to win a championship with your second best player?
They snuck
Kyle
one out
Kuzma?
against the Clippers, though. And I know that they're missing a couple key pieces in Trez and Lou Williams. But guess who the best plus minus player on the Lakers was last night?
It was I think it was Dion Waiters.
Dion Waiters of all people.
Dion
Waiters
but he
plus
only played
17
like 10 minutes, right?
He played 21
he
minutes
played
and was
21?
a plus 17 at 11 points.
God, he did. I didn't realize he played that many minutes. Man, I watched the game. I didn't see him for a while. And you know what? Because you watch LeBron James, you watch Anthony Davis, and you keep your eyes on Kawhi and Paul George, and it's like everybody else is like, you'll know, oh, hey, there's JaVale McGee, and hey, it's Kentavious Caldwell Pope. Wow, they're out there too. But I do have to say though, this did drive me crazy. I thought Dwight Howard gave the worst 13 minutes that you could give. I mean, the man had 1 point. He had, do you know how many assists? He did have 2, which I don't even believe that. He had a steal, but he had 3 rebounds in 13 minutes. He is 7 feet, 1 inches tall, 265 pounds, and they say that he's only got 6% body fat. Now, this is something I just looked up. Now, I'm going to ask you a question. For a guy that big, how the heck you going to pay 13 minutes and only going to get 3 damn rebounds and 1 point? You're Dwight Howard. You can't dunk something. You can't get a rebound and throw one back down. Kyle Kuzma played 32 minutes last night, had 16 points, was a bigger part of that team. Dion Waiters, because of you, 21 points. I knew he was really good, but he was plus 17. That's amazing. Now, Danny Green was a nightmare. You can't play 25 minutes. You can't. Did he even have an assist? He had 0 assists. He had 1 rebound, 4 turnovers. It was embarrassing, and a whole whopping 6 points. So I'm going to tell you a little secret. Do you know who started last night? Anthony Davis, LeBron James, JaVale McGee, Danny Green, and Kentavious Caldwell Pope. Do you know who was in double figures out of those 5 players? Only 2, Anthony Davis and LeBron James. JaVale McGee, 6 points. 6 points. He did have 7 rebounds. Danny Green only had 1 rebound and 6 points. Kentavious Caldwell Pope had 1 rebound, 2 assists, and 6 points. That's not going to get it done. Kyle Kuzma comes off the bench. Dion Waiters comes off the bench. They're going to be the ones that are going to do this. That's what I'm saying. The Lakers are making me very nervous because the reason I'm bringing this up is because I have the Lakers to win it all. Watching last night did not make me feel like the Lakers were going to win it all. How do you feel, Gabe?
Wasn't great. I thought they snuck one out against a team that was a little shorthanded on their second line, and it showed because seemingly everybody on the Lakers bench ended up in the positive plus minus. Everybody on the Clippers bench ended up in the negative plus minus. So that's the difference we saw.
By the way, the Magic and the Nets have started up, and we do have Friday basketball already going on. The Brooklyn Nets, who basically are playing nobody that you know. You got Thomas Harris, Alan Chioza, and LeVert. Good job. We know Chris Chioza, Chris LeVert, and that's about it, basically. Let's just be real. But literally, they're up 16-8 on Orlando, who cares? Do you know what Evan Fournier is? Have you ever looked that up? I'll tell you.
His last name, or are you trying to make a foreign?
No, have you ever looked up what that is? Never mind.
Fournier?
Yeah.
It's his last name. I know that.
Anyway, we'll talk about that later. I just want you to know Brooklyn is up 16-8. Today we have a very big game. Grizzlies go at 3 o'clock. They're playing Portland. Dame time. Ja Morant. CJ, it's going to be so dank. Now, Tyus Jones is not going to play. Justice Winslow is not going to play. Tyus, I'm more worried about, but I will remind you, this was making me happy. Like, not happy, but Hassan Whiteside isn't going to be 100%. But don't forget, as Gabe reminded us, thanks, Gabe, Yusuf Nurkic is back for the Portland Trail Blazers. That is not good news. The over and under is 224. Portland right now is -3.5. And let's go Grizzlies, 3 o'clock today. Coming up next, though, we're going to wrap a little bit of NFL. I got his brother at 2 o'clock, Hardwood, because it feels so dead-gum good. But never forget, MemphisFarmers.com, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7 FM.
Sports Time on Sports 56 with Wallow and Stats. Weekday afternoons from 3 till 6. Right here on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7 FM.
You'll see the dedication in every single step. You'll see it in the smiles when smiles are hard to get. You'll see it in the little things that add up to success. The caring and passion are the things that we love best.
Wolf Chase Limb Brace is your Mid-South provider for orthotics and prosthetics. They are an ABC accredited facility and their practitioners are ABC certified. At Wolf Chase Limb Brace, their services include artificial limbs, legs and arms, braces of all kinds, and custom molded inserts. You can call them today at 901-507-7821 for their location on Highway 64 in between Germantown Parkway and Appling Road, or visit them at their new location in Jackson, Tennessee. That number is 731-660-5900, or visit them on the web at wolfchaselemonbrace.com.
Dedicated our life to yours. Wolf Chase Limb and Brace.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Chris Price here for Brian Elder Roofing. The storms we've had over the past several months have been devastating to our communities. The rainy season is ahead. You may have not even noticed the dripping in your attic, water stains throughout your home, or even worse, mold and mildew. Please call Brian Elder Roofing and we will send out our project managers to assess any damage. We will not try to sell you a roof if all you need is a repair. We will measure your roof from outer space. 0% for 60 months, even no payments till 2022 are available with approved credit. If you've noticed missing shingles, water stains, leaks in your roof, call us before you call your insurance company at 867-0303. That's 867-0303, and we will provide a free, thorough inspection of your roof's condition.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
All 75 months at 3.14 APR, G4, LHF 07822, Outlander LUO 28772, Eclipse LZO 16320. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 59875 excludes tax, title, and license with approved credit. See dealer for details. Offer valid through end of the month. Dealer stock only.
Drive your ambition with a new ride from Gossett Mitsubishi on the Pike. 2020 Mitsubishi Mirage G4, $149 a month with 41 MPG highway, or buy for $12,435. 2020 Mitsubishi Outlander Sport is ready for any adventure at $229 a month, or buy for $18,533. And cross over to summer in a 2020 Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross. Only $19,147 or $239 per month. And better yet, they're all backed by a stellar 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Mirage G4, $149 a month. Outlander Sport, $229 a month. And Eclipse Cross, $239 a month. Feel safe and confident while shopping at Gossett Mitsubishi, 1870 Covington Pike. Or shop online at memphismitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
What do you want a da-da-da? What do you want a da-da-da? I have no idea what a da-da-da. We could switch to Progressive da. Oh yeah? We could switch to Progressive and sa. Okay. We could sa and have to buy some za. Oh yeah, let's switch to Progressive da and get some za with the money we saw. Yeah! Now we know we're gonna da-da-da.
These days, nothing is normal and everything is weird. But you could still save big when you switch to Progressive. It might just be the most normal thing you da-da-da.
Quote da at Progressive.com.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio.
Kick it over here.
This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Thick and thin, I'm your pusher man. I'm your pusher man.
What is up? What is up? Welcome back into a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. Your good friend Johnny Radio. It's Friday. We got Grizzlies. We got Trailblazers happening today. For my baseball fans, no, you do not get to see your Cardinals play. Sorry about that. Not happening. If you haven't been listening, earlier in the show, I talked about the whole COVID-19, the whole problems that's going down, and it's going down for real, if you know what I'm saying. Now, the Red Sox and Yankees, they are on tonight. Mets and Braves, you're going to get to see them. There's some good matchups. The Reds and the Tigers. The Reds, by the way, didn't get to play the Cubs yesterday just because of weather. So this is another issue. The 7-inning double headers might be something that comes on for real. I think they just got to get rid of Miami. Go ahead and cut them out. And I'm not trying to say this to make people mad. Cardinals, with 2 positive tests, they need to go on, at least in my personal opinion, at least 6 days to where they don't play any games and just test their players and make sure this thing isn't spreading. And the last team, of course, that they played, make sure that this isn't spreading within their own clubhouse, because we saw what happened with the Marlins. Make sure that the Twins, make sure that the Cardinals, like the Cardinals played the Twins, by the way, if you didn't know, make sure that the Twins are okay. We don't want this, spreading to Cleveland, who they're playing this weekend. They're not going to cancel that game. I'm not saying they are, but it's just kind of interesting to me to see what, things are going on and how people are handling things. But we do have the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks. We have the Athletics and the Mariners. We got the Rangers and the Giants, the Pirates and the Cubs. And this is the big one. We got Clevenger playing the Twins. I am a little bit worried because, well, who played the Cardinals last? I've already mentioned this. That was the Twins. By the way, the Cardinals, they beat the Twins 2 games in a row. That was kind of sweet. But this thing has an incubation period. We've talked about that, and I'm not smart enough to even know what the hell that means. I'm just basically saying it takes time for us to know if somebody has it and if they're a carrier and they're spreading it to others. We've seen how now 17 pro baseball players in Miami have it in 2 of their staff. That's 19. You laughing because of how dumb I am?
No, you crack me up because you're like, I'm not smart enough to even know what that means. But I wanted you to say, well, but as long as I say the words right,
it's okay.
It's all good. It makes you sound smart.
It makes me sound smart. And then the bad thing is I go in and tell what the incubation is. It kind of also makes me like, dude, he's just, I don't even know. But no, like Shane Bieber last night, dude is breaking records. Struck out 13, struck out 14, struck out 27 in his first 2 games. Well, they're playing the Twins, who just played the Cardinals. We don't want COVID to spread. I'm telling you, Rob, you better be proactive. I know they're postponing the St. Louis Cardinals, Milwaukee, no play. Philadelphia, Toronto, not happening. Washington, Miami, not happening. Now, if the Cardinals aren't going to be able to play Milwaukee because they have a couple positive tests and they just played Minnesota, why is Cleveland playing Minnesota? Do you see what I mean by that? That's why contact tracing and the bubble is going so well in the National Basketball Association. Well, I came out there and I feel like a liar. I said that there's no way that pro baseball or pro football could do what the NBA is doing. And you know what? You're damn right they couldn't. But I listened to Marquise Goodwin today. Best story I've heard in a long time, and I'm going to talk with my friend Alex Kuhn on the other side. But he says in the Olympics, every single year they go into a village. They have shops, they have things, and they don't let anybody in or out. And if you're telling me a National Football League couldn't lower it down to an 8-game season, then the playoffs, bring the family into a gigantic, quote, almost like an Olympic village, and they all live there, yes, it could work. And they could have done this for baseball. I hate the fact that the NFL hadn't been more proactive because we need this. We got good news coming with what's going on with Tampa Bay. But right now, if you look outside of Tampa Bay, like LaShawn McCoy, he's joining the Bucks. Everybody's joining Tampa Bay. But Marquise Goodwin, he's leaving the Eagles. And we've had a mass exodus from the Patriots. And everything just looks different. And again, I've already mentioned this to you. The Cardinals are not playing today, Milwaukee, as we got more postponements in baseball. Philly, Toronto, Washington, Miami. But Alex Kuhn's next. Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7 FM.
Farmers Insurance knows that when you're in the car and that song comes on, yes, that's the one, you have no choice but to pull out your imaginary drumsticks and smash those cymbals and stomp on that kick pedal, which unfortunately is the accelerator pedal. And we covered it. Talk to a farmer's agent who knows a thing or two because they've seen a thing or two.
Call Chad Gatlin at 901-235-1176 or get a fast quote at memphisfarmers.com.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
Hi, I'm Greg Gaston for Window Genie. Window Genie is a trusted name in window cleaning, but they do so much more. They can take care of your home or business. They clean interior and exterior windows with a streak-free guarantee. They clean gutters, do pressure washing and house washing. They can also clean and seal concrete, brick, and natural stone. Locally owned and operated, insured and bonded. Get your free estimate today and ask for the Sports 56 discount. Call 901-424-4100 and leave the dirty work to Window Genie.
Frontier Western Store is open and ready to serve you for all your needs in boots, apparel, pet food, and more. Frontier is proud to be a local leader here in the Mid-South when it comes to boots. Stop by the store today for an incredible selection of name brand work and dress boots. Come browse aisles and aisles of top quality boots at everyday low prices in our world famous boot showroom. Dan Post, Rocky, Durango, Twisted X, Georgia, Ariat, and many more. There are so many styles, colors, and fits available, you might need a hand picking out your favorites. Luckily, Frontier's knowledgeable sales staff will cheerfully assist you with any questions you have and ensure the proper fit of your new boots. Frontier also has an amazing selection of jeans and shirts by Wrangler, Ariat, and Carhartt, as well as a fully stocked women's boutique department with thousands of tops and dresses at unbelievable prices. New arrivals often. Frontier Western Store, 5880 Gilman Road in Olive Branch, and on the web at frontierwesternstore.com. Family owned and operated since 1967.
I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses. I Buy Houses will buy a house in any area, in any condition, and yes, it's guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your home quickly, call 901-406-1101. If you've been through a divorce, if you lost your job, if you're tired of renters, I Buy Houses can get you your money quickly. I Buy Houses will buy your home in Shelby County, DeSoto County, Memphis, Bartlett, South Haven, Horn Lake, Olive Branch, anywhere and everywhere in between in any condition. And yes, they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that pen, 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses.
Chad Gatlin is your Mid-South Farmers agent, and he's easy to find. Just go to memphisfarmers.com to get a fast quote or call his office at 901-237-1176. And during this wild time we're all facing, know Chad has you covered. Whether you need to file a claim, get a quote, or just talk about what he can do to give you the absolute best coverage at the best price. Chad is a Memphis man and knows the area and that everyone is different, and he will work to make sure you have everything you need and nothing you don't. Get a fast quote at memphisfarmers.com or call 901-235-1176.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129. We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, WIVG-FM Tunica Memphis, and WPG-FLP Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Now back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour.
Let's go!
On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. Here's your host, John Harden.
Many a hand has scaled the grand old face of the plateau. Some belong to strangers and some to folks you know. Holy Ghost and talk show hosts are planted in the sand to beautify the foothills, shake the many hands. There's nothing on the top but a bucket and a mop and an illustrated book about birds. You see a lot up there, but don't be scared. Who needs Jackson when you got words?
Welcome back into a little bit of Sports 56 Happy Hour with your good buddy Johnny Radio. You know Gabe Coons in the hizzy. His brother's about to join us. Alex, and I think we're going to have a whole lot of fun here. We got a lot to talk about, but before we get into that stuff, I do want to remind you that the WGC, that's right, FedEx St. Jude, because we love everybody over at St. Jude. Invitational is going on right now. Now, we don't have a lot of people out there. I'm so depressed that I'm not out there, but dadgummit, man, people are now dropping some mad ones today. The numbers are starting to get a little bit better. They're scoring a little bit better, and Brennan Todd, my man, is now 5 under through this round. 5 under through the round and 11 under total and in first place. You know where Ricky's at, though. Ricky Fowler, 9 under through 3 under through this round. He finished this round 64. He shot in around the second round, and now he's 9 under for the tournament at number 2. You also have Brooks Koepka, who's 7 under. You have some other dude that's 7 under, Byung Hunan. You have Chaz Reavie. Chez or Chaz?
Chez.
Chez. See, why don't they? I like Chaz. Man,
Because
put
it's an
A in
E
it.
instead of an A.
But so, like I say, A Bear instead of Herbert.
Well, that's wrong, though.
Je m'appelle Jean, comment allez-vous? It's
It's
not
wrong,
wrong either.
though.
Just call me a French dude, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, we got Webb Simpson. People are throwing up some good scores. It's not crazy. You do have 11. You do have a 9. You do have a few 7s, but most people, you got a bunch of 5s. You got Dustin Johnson, who's there 3 under. Phil Mickelson's 3 under for the tournament. Jordan Spieth 3 under. So many people. Scotty Scheffler. You have Graham McDowell. I've seen 3 under, 3 under, 3 under all throughout that jaunt. So it looks like 3 under is the number. But today, 3 o'clock, speaking of 3, you have Grizzlies, Trailblazers. Let's get it on. Oh, yeah. Now, Ja Morant, I hope he does good. I thought Trey J and JV were just going to take advantage. Oh, man, I thought they were going to take advantage down low because you had to hurt Hassan Whiteside. But now Yusuf Nurkic is back. I didn't realize that. Thanks, Gabe Kuhn. My heart hurts a little bit more, but I will tell you one thing. Always will make you feel a little bit better anywhere you go, no matter what you do, is if you go and you look at yourself and you say, you know what, I got a nice house or I have a nice business and everything's going well. Those things make you feel better. But you know what scares you? You got a storm, and we're hoping for a storm because I know Gabe, I feel like, is looking for a storm. But no, a lot of people are looking for the Grizzlies to come out and storm the court and drop the Trailblazers. But if a storm comes blowing through and it messes up your roof, your house is the most important thing you've ever bought. Your business is the most important thing you've ever bought. If you ever have any issues with your roof, it can be the scariest time you will ever know. Well, don't worry. I have the answer. Brian Elder Roofing Solutions. Your house is the most important investment. Brian Elder Roofing will make sure that your roof is there. 867-0303. That's 867-0303. Give them a call, 901-867-0303, or go to brianelderroofing.com. Bing, bang, boom. They're going to take care of you. They're going to also social distance. They comply with all the social distancing standards. Heck, they can measure your roof from outer space. They'll talk to your insurance company. My dad used them. He couldn't even believe it. All he had to do was sign at the very end, didn't have to pay $1, got a brand new roof in the insurance company. And he was like, dude, how did you do that? And I'm like, dude, Brian Elder Roofing Solutions, bro. My man Chris Price and Brian Elder, they hooked up together. They're the real deal Holyfield. Check them out, 867-0303 for Brian Elder Roofing Solutions. Now, today we got basketball. But, man, I want to talk with Alex Kuhn about, well, a lot of things. But first, I want to bring you in and ask you something. Alex, how are you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing all right, guys. How are you?
Man, I'm doing absolutely wonderful.
I'm good. I'll tell you what, Alex. I thought you were going to stand me up. Like you should have paid me back for what I did to you on your show last week on Friday, right?
Yeah. I got so my broadcast partner, my co-host, was out last Friday. And so I was doing 2 hours of radio on my own. And I'm like, all right, cool, Gabe, join me at 5 o'clock. Just we'll talk some college football. Not even thinking, hey, my own brother's not going to answer the phone.
I was in the
yeah.
middle of a move. I felt so bad.
definitely
I
got
saw
close
the
to
missed
it.
calls and about cried. I was like, oh wow, I am the worst like brother. Like, oh god.
Just so you know, I'm going to help you buy the birthday present.
Oh yeah, we're gonna need real payback this
buddy.
time. Yeah,
It's going to be a late birthday present, but you owe your buddy.
Because I know, because as soon as I saw the missed calls, I'm like, wow, he just did 30 minutes of radio.
See, that's what it would.
While
20 minutes
improvising the entire time.
The entire time, but 20 minutes would have been me just talking about how it is you should have a good brother in your life, and
just make
That's the thing. Like a lot of times, you guys can attest to this. You have a backup plan in case somebody doesn't
Oh, of
answer
course.
the phone. But like
with
when
your
it's
brother, you don't have a backup plan.
that whole segment was just about how you keep your circle tight and don't trust
Hold on.
everybody.
Yeah, dude, I can't imagine though him looking over like whoever your producer was, and they're like, "Dude, he's not answering." He's like, "You calling the right number? It's my brother. Like, how are you
Right,
messing this up? I know he will answer." Oh, I can't even imagine.
And even worse, it was like it's going straight to voicemail. I'm like, oh god, did like something happen?
Oh no, dude, you are so bad, Gabe. I'm telling you. Well, I looked yesterday like he dotted me in the eye, so I don't think I'm gonna mess with him right now until that thing's.
John's
healed
got a
for
mean
sure.
sty on his eye right
Bro,
now.
I never had one of those things. No, today I can see.
Again, have you compressed it with a hot
that's
rag?
all I did yesterday.
Okay.
I went home yesterday and I put more tea bags. That sounds so horrible. I tea bagged my own eye all day yesterday. And
Does
then
that help?
Yes.
The tea?
Dude, that's the first thing they say is like
Okay.
those warm tea bags. Now, I'm not gonna like suggest that everybody go out there and tea bag everybody because like I don't unless you have a sty. But tea bags realistically work because yesterday, if you were watching this, I couldn't even open my eye. I put like 6 tea bags on my eyelid.
Dude, you don't have to say tea bags every time.
Well,
you're just saying tea
I
bag to
just
say tea
enjoy-
bag
yeah,
at this point.
yeah, it's kind of funny. I'm sorry, I'm a child. I can't help my child. My child is part
Oh
of me.
my
But
gosh.
dude, it worked, and I can actually see again, and I know it's. Oh, I'm going to be okay. But no, I do want to talk to you about this very seriously, and I'm sorry about my good friend Gabe and how horrible he's doing because I love him as a producer, but I'm sorry he's been a bad brother. But Alex Kuhn, by the way, for all you people out there, I'm being dead serious. It sounds like he's the better half of the Coons. Follow him
Hey, take
at
it easy over
Alex Kuhn 523. That's at Alex Kuhn 523. Don't forget, today is Friday. I hope you get your left-handed cigarettes and a couple tacos. I got my tacos in earlier. About 3 o'clock, I'm going to try to get my cigarette in when the Grizzlies start playing, and I'm going to enjoy myself. I'm fired up for a little bit of basketball. Before I get into basketball, though, did you see the Marquise Goodwin conversation today that he had? I think it was either with Get Up or First Take, or it was with one of those shows because now they've switched so many people because their people are taking like it looked like he was talking with, man, I can't remember. Did you see him today on TV at all?
I saw clips of it. Which part are you referring to?
Just the way he talked about, a lot of people, talking about, because, there are many people who don't realize this man's story. Yes, he is
Right.
he's going to be an Eagle. They know about his football career. He was a track star as well. They don't know necessarily about his wife. 2017, his son was born, and passed away like immediately. And then in 2018, he had twin born, children that, didn't last a few weeks because of a cervix incident. Then, he finally has this beautiful baby girl. There's no way in the world, he talked about, after going through what him and his wife have gone through, that he's going to put any risk into his family. And when I listening to him, I understood it completely. But then, do you know what bothers me? Is when they asked him, and they asked some great questions. They were like, so Marquise, you're not willing to do anything to risk your family, and I understand that. And he's like, no way, I'm not. And then they were basically like, would there have been anything that would have, caused you to play? And he says, right now is the way I see things. No. You look at the NBA, the way they're handling things. If it was something like that, yes. he said, and I come from a track, and I don't know if his wife was an Olympic athlete or if he was an Olympic athlete, but he seemed to know a whole lot about the Olympics and being inside basically an Olympic village. And he's like, I don't understand why with all this time, the National Football League didn't make something like a plan like that where you brought all their family in. You didn't have to necessarily play 16 weeks, shorten it to maybe 8-10 weeks, then get into the playoffs, but basically have like almost a village type area, which you're the NFL. You know how many, like I said, billions of dollars we're talking about? They could have done this. If they can do it every 4 years in the Olympics in some crazy little town, heck, they built like a deadgum place in a summer vacation over in Russia that didn't even have snow, and they turned that into the Winter Olympics. So the NFL could have done this, and after listening to Marquise Goodwin, does he make now why didn't somebody talk to him? Why did nobody everybody just kept talking about the bubble? Why did we never think about the Olympics and the Olympic Village to where they brought in their families? And I don't know if you know this because I didn't know this. The Olympic Village, your family, nobody else was allowed in. It was very stringent. You know what I mean? Like they took care of the players' family, no matter where they were. And this just seems like exactly something they should have done with the National Football League and Major League Baseball. And we wouldn't be having this nightmare that we realistically are having right before our eyes in front of Major League Baseball.
Yeah, it's amazing to me. Now, I look at Major League Baseball and I see that players are staying at hotels that are open to the public.
Correct.
And I'm shocked. I can't believe that after all of this time, the plan was seemingly, just travel around the country. We'll reduce the travel a little bit, but you're going to show up and
you're good to go. Once you're done playing, like they don't have to be in their hotels. Like they talked about one player anonymously. Again, was on an MLB network the other night that tripped me out, and he wasn't trying to throw people under the bus, but he was like, I'm married. I have kids. There are younger people who work their tail off, and yes, they work very hard, and they're finally rich. They got money. They want to be out there seen. They want to date the Instagram model if she jumps in the DMs. They don't want to just sit in their hotel room, and you really can't blame them. But they're endangering the entire team. And again, those players who are more mature and married and have children, you're also endangering them.
Yeah, and the thing about the NFL that is amazing is they've had time to sit back and watch this whole thing play out and look at all the options. They have the most resources by far at their disposal.
No question.
To be able to do whatever they want to do as far as a plan. Now you look at the NBA and the extent that they are going and the effort, the sheer effort that they have used to put on a spectacle that is going to entertain all of us, and they are succeeding. And it's still going to be a struggle for all those players inside that bubble. I get that. But the NFL had all the resources, all the time, all the ability to sit back and watch, and their plan was to do nothing.
They set up. They set up 3 facilities to test for COVID, which this is what makes me laugh. What are those 3? Dude, now we have facilities everywhere that test for COVID. They acted like hey, dude, you remember back in when we weren't even playing back in March when this first thing happened? We opened up 3 sites to make sure we could have so many tests done every single day. And now you're looking at that and wait a second, that's not going to help the situation.
No. They've had since March. That's the thing. I feel like we have this discussion every week, and we're kind of talking about college football, the MLB, the NBA, NHL, and we're just assuming. We've just been assuming that the NFL, while quiet, it has been planning. Okay, well, what are we going to do? We're sitting back. We didn't think that the NFL. Usually the NFL, they get some things wrong, but they're not dummies. They understand what the situation is and what they have to do to make things work. But then we get the news last week that they're just telling players to show up. They're not going to go to a bubble. Dr. Fauci told them a month and a half ago that it would probably behoove them to go to a bubble, and it doesn't even seem like they even thought about it. It was like, no, we're just going to go on as scheduled. And we get to this point, and we find out that they had no plan, and they're cobbling one together in the last couple weeks before we're supposed to start the season, or last month before we're supposed to start the season. And ask the MLB how that worked out. And now they're seeing what's happening with Major League Baseball, and they got to be sweating bullets at this point if you're the NFL.
And granted, I think just the sheer numbers, the sheer numbers of NFL teams would be really hard to get in a bubble. But when you look at college football in the NFL,
not a bubble, no, an Olympic style.
No. I'm just saying the sheer numbers. It makes it hard. But
like they were talking about, like Olympic Village is like 20,000 people.
No, and I'm
more,
not
like the NFL is 1,700 players. Add coaches. Let's talk about 2,200 personnel.
Do what the NHL did. Have two of them.
Have two
Edmonton
of them.
and Toronto for the NHL.
They were good to get out of the country, by the way. They were really smart to get up out of the U.S.
AFC and NFC for the NFL. Gabe, you can attest to this. Football is going to be the most difficult to execute in all of this. We understand that.
Did you see what the NCAA did today, by the way? And I know you guys probably didn't see this. They're doing this thing where they're going to extend the sideline to allow for social distancing.
Yes, I saw that.
So instead of the 25 to the 25, they're doing the 15 to the 15, and they also made the distinction, which is absolutely ridiculous to me, that they're going to shrink the amount of captains from 4 to 1 and only allow 2 refs out there. I'm like, so you're going to allow them to play football, but like you're just
when y'all are
gonna
flipping the coin, dude, make sure there's not but 3 guys around. You know
what are you guys talking about? It's weird the hypocrisy that is chosen through all this. But at the same time, I do think college football and the NFL, while they've had time to do this, they clearly have just defaulted until last second. We saw the SEC finally make a decision yesterday.
Oh, hold on, timeout. No. Before we do all this, I wanted to, you went this. I get a pat on the back, dadgummit. Do you feel like I do? Did the SEC yesterday basically tell the ACC, hey, that was a cute little decision you made, but do me a favor, hold my scotch, and let me just explain how things are going to run. No, you aren't going to get your +1 ACC. All those things that we've done, you can bite this. We're the SEC. We run things. Don't ever come out there and try to push us into a corner. Because guess what? Now give me back my scotch. Go back and figure out what you're going to do. I hope you have fun. I hope Notre Dame doesn't win the one time they're in the ACC, you idiots. Like, dude, I feel like the SEC slapped the ACC upside the head yesterday with their decision to say, no, we just going to 10, yo.
It's sort of it's weird, like the chronology of how this has happened. I figure that the Big Ten would be the first, but everybody else has kind of followed, and I don't know what the Big 12 is doing.
They're watching for the
Oklahoma. I will say this: Oklahoma's testing has gone really well. They have zero positive tests out of a bunch of different.
You guys realize that there are some college football teams out there that aren't testing at all?
Yes, I did. I was getting ready to say. I was about to say. I think.
I know of some schools. I know of some schools in the Group of 5 and then FCS that have to go test somewhere else. Like they're forcing the players to go get a test at Walgreens or what have you.
Yes, you have to bring a piece of paper. Let me tell you something. I used to fake paper to check out of high school all the time, man. I can forge almost any document outside of like a deadgum passport. Like I was good at that when I was good. I can, like I might not be able to read where the darn, but I can fake a signature, buddy. It'll look good. And you're going to tell me that's all you have to do is bring a piece of paper, hey, I got tested, and they're going to clear you for the entire year?
Do they have to do it weekly?
No.
Have to go to
one. It says you have to get one test. Show the coach one test, and then you're good.
And I'm sure if you're symptomatic, they send you back to do all that.
They'll check your temperature.
But while you're asymptomatic, I don't think they have on some. And these are the lesser to-do schools, the ones that don't have as much money, the MAC schools, the Akrons of the world, and stuff like that. Like they're not going to force them to have a test every week.
Nope.
Have you guys noticed that the athletic directors are a lot more quiet now.
I was
going
to
to
say not speaking,
not
hiding.
talking.
Yeah, they're hiding.
Yeah, the whole for months and months. Oh no, we're gonna have football. Trust me, 100%. We have to have football. We're gonna have football. Well, yeah, we get the financial ramifications, but man, they've been quiet lately. It's almost like the commissioners of conferences and presidents of schools have said, "Hey, shut up. This is not as clear cut as we thought it was." And I'm listening to Kevin Warren, the commissioner of the Big Ten, and he's giving hints. He's like, "Guys, yeah, this is our plan, but we've got to get to a point where we feel it's comfortable to play, and we're not there yet. We're not really close yet. So we can say we're going to have a 10-game conference only schedule, but we're not going to release the schedule yet because there's no use of getting people pumped up and hyped up if we're not ready to play or practice." In fact, they were supposed to start practice here a couple of days ago, and they're not able to do that.
So, speaking of the Big Ten,
by the way, another Marlins just tested positive. Now we're at
another
20.
one.
Yeah.
Go
ahead. I'm
another
sorry.
one.
Yeah, another one. And another one.
DJ
and
Khaled
another
voice.
one.
But anyway,
do it again.
Speaking of Big
One
Ten,
more brush.
Iowa. Did that review came back yesterday? Correct. Of the program.
Yes,
what were and you don't have to go into like tremendous, ridiculous detail. We had Rob Howe on the show on Sports 56 Mornings, I believe on Tuesday, me and Drew Barrett, and we just sort of detailed the ESPN piece that came out before the review. What came out in the official review?
Well, a lot of what came out in the earlier review was rehashed in the official review. This was a 26-page document, 28 pages if you count the cover and the table of contents. I read this thing cover to cover, and I read it very slowly just to make sure I wasn't missing anything. And a lot of it, like we said, has been talked about. There have been many national stories. There have been most of the evidence the allegations that were in the piece have been put out on Twitter.
Okay.
Yeah, they've been out on Twitter already, and you can almost put some of the names with the allegations, even though they don't name any of the players or assistant coaches by name.
And it happens to be a lot of NFL players, guys that are in the league right this second.
And this is what I want to get to. There was an entire section in there that caught my eye, and it was allegations about an assistant coach, a coach on the staff blackballing players he didn't like and hurting their chances of getting to the NFL for personal reasons.
Whoa.
And one of those reasons was that if a player decided that they were going to work out for the combine not in Iowa City, and Gabe, you know this, most players from all programs, whether it's Alabama or Clemson, after their season is done, after their senior season is done, and they're ready to train for the NFL combine, they'll go somewhere else.
Yeah, always.
Florida or California or National, whatever. They'll go where their agent sends them. Well, apparently a coach on the staff was, according to several players, was bad-mouthing players who left. And there were players who, in the report, said are in the NFL right now, that were told by their teams, like, your coach in college, whoever this coach was, said you were toxic, said you were a cancer, said you were going to ruin our team. And
wasn't there one about free spirit?
Yes.
He's a free spirit. Come on, dude.
What is that?
And the worst part about this is not only were there several players who made this allegation, but there was a coach on the Iowa staff that testified to this group that, in fact, this coach did do that.
A coach too? Wait, a coach too?
A coach corroborated the story that one of his coworkers was blackballing players from getting to the NFL, talking badly about them for very petty personal reasons. So, if that's true, Chris Doyle's gone. If that's Chris Doyle, okay, he's gone. If that's another coach on staff who is still on staff, why does that coach how can that coach stay there?
So
somebody who makes hundreds of thousands to over $1 million a year intentionally trying to keep his players from making life-changing money, who need that, who are at their school and have worked their butts off for him for very, very, very petty reasons. And that stuck out to me, and nobody was people weren't picking up on that. People didn't discuss that.
People don't want to believe that. They want to believe, it makes the program look good if you go to the NFL. But do you have any idea of who the coach might be that they're making these allegations about?
Well, the coaches that were named by players. So the report said that Chris Doyle, or that resoundingly players enjoyed the coaching staff, with the exception of 3 coaches. Right? Now, they didn't name the 3 coaches in the report, but we've heard all the allegations from former players, and there have really only been 3 coaches that have been named by these former players. So if we're going based on what we've already seen, and since the evidence that we've seen on Twitter has kind of matched up what's been on the report, we know that Chris Doyle was one of those coaches. Seth Wallace was the defensive line coach, or is the defensive line coach. He had 1 player make an allegation, but the second most allegations were against offensive coordinator and Coach Kirk Ferentz's son, Brian Ferentz, who has very close ties to the NFL.
Well, guess what, Mr. Alex Kuhn? That is that's scaring me to death. Go ahead.
That's a thing. I mean, it's a thing though. It happens.
Who a lot of people thought was going to be the coach in waiting when Kirk Ferentz retired.
That's exactly what I was saying. That's why it's scary to death, because again, it's kind of like passing off the baton to Wolo and Stats when I get off the show and hearing something like that. I mean, that's just. And by the way, it's Kirk Ferentz. I mean, it's like for so long. I mean, he's been
legendary.
Yeah, legendary. It's like, oh my goodness, like for this to happen to the Iowa program, it's messed me up. But hey, I'm going to tell you a little something. I know you got to go grab 2 tacos and a left-handed cigarette because you got a show today. Check out this. And I'm not going to go into it because me and Gabe are going to talk about it on the other side. Antonio Brown was notified today by the NFL special counsel for conduct. What's happened to him? Oh, well, I'm going to tell you on the other side. Alex Kuhn, you know I love you so
Thanks,
much.
Al.
Hey, sorry about your brother. I'm going to make sure that we do you right. I promise you. Thanks for not standing me up, bro.
Yes, sir. Enjoy the weekend, guys. Enjoy some basketball.
Oh, we will. Go Grizzlies and be safe up there, my brother. That's my good friend Alex Kuhn. I'm late for a break. Don't forget MemphisFarmers.com, Sports 56, 96.1, and Antonio Brown info, and Hardin Wood next, 87.7 FM.
Search Sports 56 on Facebook and give us a like. And follow us on Twitter at Sports 56 WHBQ. We are real sports talk. Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM, 96.1 FM, and 87.7 FM. As well as online around the world at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere on your phone or tablet by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, tell Google or Alexa to play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned to real sports talk. Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
Save now on your 2021 swimming pool at Family Leisure. Buy now at 2020 pricing and save your spot for the first installation of 2021. Patio furniture 20 to 30% off. Play gyms in stock. Beat the heat with an indoor game table or slate pool table. Pool toys and floats up to 30% off. Family Leisure, Whit Road at I-40, where family and fun come together.
Family and fun come together.
All 75 months at 3.14 APR, G4, LHFO 7822, Outlander LUO 28772, Eclipse LZO 16320. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 59875 excludes tax, title, and license with approved credit. See dealer for details. Offer valid through end of the month. Dealer stock only.
Drive your ambition with a new ride from Gossett Mitsubishi on the Pike. 2020 Mitsubishi Mirage G4, $149 a month with 41 MPG highway, or buy for $12,435. 2020 Mitsubishi Outlander Sport is ready for any adventure at $229 a month, or buy for $18,533. And cross Cross over to summer in a 2020 Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross. Only $19,147 or $239 per month. And better yet, they're all backed by a stellar 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Mirage G4, $149 a month. Outlander Sport, $229 a month. And Eclipse Cross, $239 a month. Feel safe and confident while shopping at Gossett Mitsubishi, 1870 Covington Pike. Or shop online at memphismitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
Have you ever wanted to learn a new language like French, Spanish, or Russian, but thought it would be too difficult and time-consuming? Then go to Babbel.com and try it for free. Babbel works because it's built around real life. It teaches you everyday practical conversations that you will actually use. In 15 minutes a day, you'll be on your way to speaking a new language in just a few weeks. Babbel uses a modern conversation-based technique that makes language engaging, fun, and memorable. It starts by teaching you words and phrases. Then, sentences gradually get more complex. Soon, you're practicing short conversations about real-life topics. Babbel is created by language experts who use the spaced repetition method to help you learn quickly and remember what you learned. With Babbel, you can speak a new language. Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Listen Sundays at 11 a.m. to join Idlewild Presbyterian Church for worship. Idlewild is a PCUSA church located in Midtown Memphis.
Now back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. Here we go. On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
You gotta wear that coat. Not today, because it's hot, baby. But guess what? It's going to get real hot up in here. Grizzlies, 3 o'clock. Dame time. Ja Morant. It's going down for real. Yes, I was all excited about Hassan, but Yusuf Nurkic will be back. That's a little bit nerve-wracking. But guess what? Zion Williamson. Sorry, you are not playing late. Guess who comes back? Utah. Bing, bang, boom. Take down the Pelicans. And for a conspiracy theorist, not a big conspiracy theory guy. Like, we landed on the moon, you know? Now, I think I still think the CIA did kind of like cook up some crack and help. Did you ever see that thing with Speedway Ricky or whatever? Like, I think he had a little CIA action. But hey, some conspiracy theories I don't believe. One that I do believe, though, is the one that I made up, I think. That even Alvin Gentry knows that, Zion's going in the right direction. We want him just to play good, get through this regular little quote season, and then get out the bubble, because we don't want him to have to actually face LeBron James and Dwight Howard and Anthony bleeping Davis and, oh my gosh, all that size with JaVale McGee. Dude, it could be bad for him. So I'm telling you, man, they wanted him to play good, look good, do his thing, have his swag, and now he's going to go out and they're basically going to be moving on. Now, Portland, though, on the other hand, we need a win, because Portland, I think, is going to fight like hell.
So you dropping some AB news in Hardenwood, or you dropping it right now?
I'm dropping it in Hardenwood. And by the way, before I get to Hardenwood, though, I got to remind you something. Antonio Brown, sometimes he's moving up, sometimes he's moving down. But can I tell you what he's always doing? That's for damn sure he's moving. So you know what he needs to do? I'm going to call up AB and be like, 901-406-1101. Put this number in your phone. Anytime you need to sell a house, bing, bang, boom, I just sold your house, guaranteed to close in 5 days. I don't care if it's $2 million. I don't care if it's $10 million. I don't care if it's $25,000. Any house, any area, as is, from South Wind to South Memphis, from North Memphis to North Mississippi, from downtown to midtown, East Memphis, Collierville, anywhere you can think of. Man, this great Mid-South area, if you can hear my voice, call 901-406-1101, and I can promise you this. Bill at I Buy Houses, that's right, Bill at I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101, guaranteed to close in 5 days. And again, any house, any area, as is, literally as simple as that. You call him right now, You'll have your house sold and your money in your pocket next week. And by the way, when I'm giving you some picks, then you can get there and sit back and relax and just get rich. But you know what time it is? It's time to go to Hardinwood.
This is Access Hardinwood.
Now, I've been talking about Antonio Brown. By the way, I did see Eric Decker. And have you ever seen his girlfriend or wife, Jesse James?
Yes, I have.
Dude, have you ever seen what Eric Decker has a handful of?
What do you mean?
The picture that he
There's
just
I didn't see the picture. I
he was
know.
just holding her butt.
I assumed what like you were saying, but I haven't. I didn't know you were referring to a picture.
Dude, Jesse. Dude, yeah, it's Jesse James and Eric Decker were playing two-hand touch in the pool, and for some reason they put it on Instagram, and well, just wait. It'll probably be taken off after a while for a little bit too risque, I guess. You know how like they're getting very serious with social media, but it's a very good picture. By the way, did you know that Eric Decker had a wife? Did you know Jesse James was with him?
Yes, I did.
Oh, you did? How come I did?
They've been together for a long while now, man.
Really?
Yeah, long time.
Yeah, they got 3 kids. I was reading. If she's had 3 kids, I almost feel like they have to be adopted, right?
No, she's just a fitness junkie.
Wow.
Good for her, huh?
Congratulations. By the way, Jesse James. You're better than the original Jesse James. But I will tell you this. Eric Decker was a decent wide receiver. He wasn't an Antonio Brown, was he?
He was good, but no, he wasn't Antonio Brown.
Did you hear what Antonio Brown got today?
Suspension.
Do you know it's now official? It's over. The NFL has suspended Antonio Brown. They've wrapped up their investigation. They did all the probes with the off-field issues, rape allegations. The NFL special counsel, Code of Conduct, Mr. Todd Jones, has come out and said this. When a team picks up Antonio, he will be suspended without pay for the first 8 regular season games of the 2020 season or 21-20 season, depending on when he's picked up. But he has to miss 8 games. So my question is, all because of Brittany Taylor, the allegations, the other things, throwing things off, there was a menacing text issue. There was a lot of stuff.
Real quick, you need to back up on that quote you just read. He said, when a team?
Listen, he says, when a team signs Antonio Brown, he will be forced to miss
when a team
games.
signs
Correct.
Antonio Brown.
So, by the way, did you hear when?
All right.
And it said, by the way,
Didn't even say if. He didn't say if and when. He just said when.
When in 2020 or in 2021, a team signs Antonio Brown, he must be suspended without pay for the first 8 regular season games of their 4th season, which is, by the way, fascinating because it doesn't say anything about playoffs. So I'm not even going to get into that because I don't even want to get into that. But with all the menacing text messages, with the Brittany Taylor issue, with all that, to only get a half of a year suspension, I feel like he kind of got let off pretty well. Now, I want to bring this up to you. Nobody has been beating the drum harder than a guy named Lamar Jackson. Now, 2 things about Lamar Jackson. 1, he ain't the best damn player in football, period. And the simple fact that he got voted number 1 over Aaron Donald and Patrick Mahomes.
You ready for this top 5? I have it right in front of me.
Dude, you got it in front of me. Give it to me.
Lamar Jackson at 1, 2 Russell Wilson, 3 Aaron Donald, 4 Patrick Mahomes, 5 Michael Thomas.
Okay, so
how the hell do you have Patrick Mahomes at 4? How? I'm sorry. I don't get that.
Patrick Mahomes, can I ask you a question? Is there a single way, or is there a draft, and you could do this for the future of their contract, or you could just basically do it for just 1 season? Is there any person in the world that wouldn't take Patrick Mahomes number 1?
Every single person in the
Every
world
single
will take
team in the
Patrick Mahomes
world.
over 1.
Is there any team that would even
Number
take Lamar
1.
Jackson? Even, do you think the Ravens and Jim Harbaugh would even take Lamar Jackson over Patrick Mahomes?
I doubt it.
I don't think so
highly
either.
doubt it.
And by the way, who was 5?
Michael Thomas. That's fair.
Whoa, no way. See, I love Michael Thomas, but damn, 5 best.
Do you think he's the best? And here's the other question: do you think he's the best wide receiver in the league?
No, I don't. That's what I'm saying.
But he had the most. He had the most production.
He had he has Drew Brees throwing the damn ball. They throw a hell of a lot more. Again, it's kind of like who was it that I mentioned again? Compared him to. He was Hines Ward. Never once had a passing. His team never threw the ball ever above a top 25. They were always 25 or lower. In fact, they were usually in the bottom 2 teams of the league in his entire career with Cordell Stewart and Tommy Maddox from the XFL. Are you kidding me? In the first 2 years of Ben Roethlisberger. And this dude has a Super Bowl MVP, almost 12,000 yards receiving. I mean, dude's done it all. But yet he never had a top 1. So, yes, like who you're with, it matters. Michael Thomas, if he played with the Dolphins last year, do you think Michael Thomas would be ranked right now the 5th player in football?
No, I don't think so.
Hell no. So, like, that's why, like, I don't care who Patrick Mahomes with. He's going to be the best damn player. I don't care who Aaron Donald plays with. He's going to be the best interior lineman. I don't care, by the way. Also, Russell Wilson, I think he's the 2nd best quarterback in the entire league. Lamar Jackson, for me, is 4th. I got Aaron. I'm sorry, right now, if you're talking about now, I still have 1 Patrick Mahomes, 2 Russell Wilson, 3 Aaron Rodgers.
I already know I'm about to get hated on drastically. I'm going to get hated on drastically for what I say right here. And I really don't care. I want to see another year of Lamar Jackson production before I'm ready to crown him the best player in the league.
Dude,
I don't think that's unfair to ask. Like I want to see another year of good production.
I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's unfair at all. By the way, did you not see Tennessee kick the absolute crap out of him? Ryan bleeping Tannehill got paid because of you, Lamar. Because
still hadn't won a playoff game.
Yeah, he hadn't won a playoff game. Listen, you have done great in the playoff in the regular season. Patrick Mahomes has won every single postseason game he's ever played, except for lost 1 in overtime.
We know who lost that.
Think
it wasn't
about
him.
That.
It wasn't him.
It was a coin flip.
It was
Tom Brady.
You know who lost that game, right?
Dude,
D Ford.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's true, yes. Jumping offside. Good point. Wasn't that where he jumped off just a little bit early? That's a really damn, and then Tom threw the interception. Damn, good point. Damn, I forgot about that. But no, Patrick Mahomes is on a different level, and you're telling me that y'all put 2 quarterbacks ahead of him? And by the way, I love y'all. You can't put Michael Thomas at number 5 best football players in all of football. Like, I'm like Michael Thomas. Dude might actually, when it comes to just having the strength of hands, like he reminds me of my man who was at Houston and now they just shipped him off, who always wears
DeAndre
a purse.
Hopkins.
Dude, by the way, did you know he wears a purse?
Yeah. Well, it's a satchel.
I know it's what he calls it, a satchel. It's a damn purse. Anyway, Hopkins has some strong hands, very wide, doesn't get a lot of separation. Reminds me of Michael Thomas. How many 65, 75-yard touchdowns is Michael Thomas going to get running like the 4.5, 4.6 40?
But he broke the reception record.
Yeah, because he catches every damn thing.
And he runs good routes.
He runs good routes. But, dude, he ain't catching anything deep. But anyway, if it's 3rd down and 7, I'm throwing the ball to Michael Thomas.
Have we mentioned the Bills today? What happened to the Bills?
What did they do?
They sent all their rookies home after the team's practice on Thursday. As a response to 5 positive coronavirus tests this week, one of the guys, apparently you have to, before you went into the facility, you have to pass 3 tests. They have to be 3 negative tests in a 5-day span. One of the guys apparently did that and then later tested positive. So the Bills have sent back their rookies, and they are, 3 days into camp right now.
Well, that's horrible. As I'm making fun of all that, and you know what? As I'm making fun of the Bills, by the way, speaking of a guy who thinks he can run like Lamar Jackson, which is also funny. I'm sorry you can't. Just talking Bills quarterback. Anyway, I had to say one other thing because I was bringing up Lamar to bring up one other thing. Who's been the most outspoken person in football? We heard earlier about little R-Dub. Who wants Antonio Brown? Now that there's an 8-game suspension,
Lamar.
Do you see any chance that the Baltimore Ravens actually sign Antonio Brown?
No, I don't. I don't know because I didn't really think Cam Newton would end up with a Patriot. I don't know what to think about NFL signings right now because I think John Harbaugh would be okay for him. I think he might be able to hold him.
Dude, I told you Cam was going to do the Patriots. Why don't you ever listen to me? Swear you must think I'm crazy. Come on now. By the way, have you seen Dak Prescott's girlfriend?
I haven't. What's her name?
Dude.
You gotta have a name.
Yeah, it's Natalie. Her name is Natalie Buffet.
Buffet?
Yeah.
She's not a snack. She's a whole buffet.
ATT, baby. They made their relationship official, and she is a full buffet, brother. Like when I say that she is a
you know when people are attractive now, they say you look like a snack.
A what?
A snack. Like you look like a snack.
I don't want to be.
But I guess she looks like a whole buffet. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Yeah, she looks like the whole buffet. Like Central Barbecue, banana pudding, ribs, and the wings. Dude, I'm telling you, dude, she is on fire. By the way, speaking of Central Barbecue, don't forget 4 locations, downtown, Midtown, Central, Summer. Oh, and the new one on Popple. I love me some Central Barbecue, but Natalie Buffet. I love you too. Congratulations, Dak Prescott. $31 million will get you a lot, won't it, these days? Now, I got to ask you a question. Do you feel weird? Is this weird for me to say, or is this a horrible thing for me to say?
Yeah, I have this weird rash on my back. Yeah, I feel a little weird.
No. Okay. Like, Dak Prescott, I feel like he did it right. Like, he's not, like, going to marry his high school sweetheart or something. Like, not trying to be mean to high school sweethearts. I'm sure there's some good-looking ones out there. But, bro, once you become, like, a super ultra-rich billionaire, don't you have to go like Tom Brady and get a supermodel? Don't you have to, like, go Russell Wilson and get, like, a singer? Don't you have to, like, go get you a hot celebrity or at least an Instagram model? Like, didn't Sean McVay marry an Instagram model? Like, I'm sorry.
How many kids is Phillip Rivers working on now? Like 8, 9?
Yeah.
She's a. I mean, he met her in college. Like, I don't know why you don't have to.
I know you don't have to. No,
it's not like a checklist item.
Okay, yeah, you're right. No, you're
right.
But
I mean, like, I don't know if that's your style. That's your style.
No,
like,
if you're a shallow individual like me, okay.
See, that clears it up. Yes, yes. You would have to go do it.
I just wouldn't be able to. Like, I'm sorry, I'd have all that money and then all that fame and attention, and wow. Now, did you hear about my man Joe Flacco? Did you hear about his contract at all? Did you hear about it? Like, it's different in one aspect. Did you know that he's getting $23.9 million up front and got it today? His contract,
what?
By the way, no, I'm not joking with you. His contract, his whole entire contract is $36 million, okay, for his rookie deal. He worked out a deal with the Bengals.
Not a rookie deal.
It is he's a first-round pick.
Wait, you just said deal. Joe Flacco.
I said Joe Burrow.
Oh, you said Joe Flacco at first. Okay, Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow. That makes a lot more sense than
Dude,
Joe
there's
Burrow.
no way I'm talking Flacco. I said Joe
Okay,
Burrow.
but you said Burrow. I mean, you said Flacco.
Burrow.
Now I'm confused.
There's
you
no
said
way
Flacco,
I said
though.
Flacco. Anyway, Joe Burrow. I don't even know why I would say Flacco. There's no way. I'm going to have to go check the tape. I think you're hearing things again. And if I said Flacco, then I really am crazier than I thought. But Joe Burrow, who signed his deal, was getting $36 million. Worked it out where he got 23.9 at signing, and guess what? He got his money today. Now, here's my question for you. How long before we see Joe Burrow hanging out with a buffet like my man Dak Prescott? He just signed his $31 million tender. What do you think?
He's in Cincinnati, right?
Dude, what do you think? There ain't
might
no
take a
hotties
little
up
longer.
there?
No, I'm just saying it might take a little longer.
Please, Instagram models can slide in your DM. And
No, I'm
DM
just saying
and
Dallas is more populated.
True that. But he's still like, hey, hot women are going to find rich men. You just remember that. That's just a fact of life. It's kind of like Warren Buffett's going to be rich and hot women are going to find men. Now, whatever you do, don't touch that dial. I got one more segment on a Friday before I hand this bad boy off to Wolo and Stats. Sports 56, 96.1, MemphisFarmers.com, 96.1, 87.7 FM.
It's R&R on sports.
The word is out about R&R on sports, where you've heard interviews from Ken Griffith Jr., Dr. J, Hank Aaron, and many, many more. R&R on sports, Saturday mornings, 10 a.m., Sports 56, 87.7, and 96.1. Don't miss us.
Chad Gatlin is your Mid-South Farmers agent, and he's easy to find. Just go to MemphisFarmers.com to get a fast quote or call his office at 901-237-1176. And during this wild time we're all facing, know Chad has you covered. Whether you need to file a claim, get a quote, or just talk about what he can do to give you the absolute best coverage at the best price. Chad is a Memphis man and knows the area and that everyone is different, and he will work to make sure you have everything you need and nothing you don't. Get a fast quote at MemphisFarmers.com or call 901-235-1176.
At Southern Airways, we fly to make your day.
For the last 7 years, Southern Airways has made your weekend trips to Destin quick and easy. Avoid the big airport hassles and long boarding lines using Southern's private terminal at Memphis International. Flights to the Emerald Coast operate every Friday and Sunday. Southern also offers daily service to Dallas, Branson Harrison, and El Dorado.
At Southern Airways, we fly to make your day.
Hi, I'm Greg Gaston for Window Genie. Window Genie is a trusted name in window cleaning, but they do so much more. They can take care of your home or business. They clean interior and exterior windows with a streak-free guarantee. They clean gutters, do pressure washing and house washing. They can also clean and seal concrete, brick, and natural stone. Locally owned and operated, insured and bonded. Get your free estimate today and ask for the Sports 56 discount. Call 901-424-4100 and leave the dirty work to Window Genie.
I'm George Flynn, candidate for U.S. Senate in the Republican primary. This election, you'll have a choice of values. I'm a Reagan conservative, believing in family, faith, freedom, and right to life. Or two others, blindly loyal to Trump. We know people aren't always right, even President Trump. And unlike my opponents, when he's not acting with conservative values, I'll stand up to him to promote our Tennessee conservative values. I've developed real solutions for our problems, not a lot of empty promises or sound bites. I'm George Flynn. I'm a physician, I'm a Christian, I'm a conservative, and I'm asking for your vote for values of family, faith, and freedom. As a physician, I can tell you that masks work to control this pandemic. I'm George Flynn, and I approve this message. Paid for by Friends of George Flynn, 2020. Gene Bryan, Treasurer.
We are Real Sports Talk. Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM, 96.1 FM, and 87.7 FM. As well as online around the world at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere on your phone or tablet by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, tell Google or Alexa to play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned to Real Sports Talk. Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7. Now, back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour.
Kick it over here. Kick it.
On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. Here's your host, John Harden.
Gold and shackles, ball and chain. Listen to the whistle of the evening train.
Man, I can't believe it's the last segment of the week. And we got the PGA. That's right, that's going on right now here in Memphis, Tennessee. My man Ricky Fowler, he's in second place at 9 under. Brendan Todd's in first place, man. He's 11 under on the tournament. He was 5 under today on this round. Man was shooting it. But I will say, you got Brendan Todd, Ricky Fowler, 9 under. You got a bunch of people at 7 under, including Brooks Koepka. You got a bunch of people, anywhere from 3 all the way up to that 7. It's amazing. It's like a backlog. Dustin Johnson's 3 under. Phil Mickelson's 3 under. A lot of good golfers, like my man Jordan Spieth. He's 3 under as well. It looks like they're having a lot of fun out there at the WGC. FedEx St. Jude Invitational out at TPC Southwind, and we love FedEx St. Jude. We love FedEx. Memphis, how much FedEx means, and then we just love St. Jude, what they do for the children all over the world in cancer research. So the WGC Championship going down. FedEx St. Jude Invitational is going down for real. And my man Brendan Todd and Ricky Fowler are up there at the very top. Brooks Koepka ain't playing no games, though, because, again, he's 7 under, and it's going to be a fun weekend. Speaking of fun, T-minus 4 minutes and 6 seconds until Grizzlies. That's right. Portland Trail Blazers is going to be a little Dame time. It's going to be a little Ja Morant. It's going to get real. Now, speaking of a lot of the fun things that we can talk about, another fun thing is they took Zion out. Pelicans ended up blowing that lead. They lost last night. Lakers ended up pulling out a win, which I needed so bad. And right now, believe it or not, the Magic have come back and are up on the net 75-61. But the Grizzlies and Trailblazers, they're getting ready to start. That's the one that matters. Don't forget, you got the Celtics and Bucks tonight, plus the Rockets, the Mavericks, the Kings, the Spurs. Basketball is back. Now, for the Major League Baseball, Cardinals, Milwaukee Brewers, sorry, y'all, postponed. So is Washington and Miami.
So is a bunch of other teams. But you know what? We do have Yankees and the Red Sox tonight. You got Ryan Weber, Jordan Montgomery. You have the Mets and the Braves. Rick Porcello, Sean Newcomb. That's going to be all dope. But I like it. 6:10. Reds are playing the Tigers. Luis Castillo against Spencer Turnbull. Take you those Reds. Lay that 170, and let's dance. We'll talk on Monday. For all you people for real, let's help end COVID-19. Remember, 866 End CV19. Give some plasma. 866 End CV19. For Gabe Kuhn, I'm John Harden. Willow and Stats, they're next. Get out there and make this world a better place. I'll see y'all on the flip side. Peace.